name is Jessica Miller, and I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to interview for the Social Studies position at Byron Center. I'm going to be telling you about why I want to be a teacher, what experiences have led me to become an effective teacher, and why you should hire me at Byron Center. I want to be a teacher because I want to teach students how to achieve greatness. I want to help them understand that they have a role in this global society, and it's up to them to impact our future. I want to use history and social studies to prove to them that it's the small person that really makes a big difference. You know, in high school, I always learned about George Washington and Martin Luther King, and yes, those individuals impacted our society on immense levels. However, they had supporters. Martin Luther King had people behind him, and it's those people that I want to help show my students can and did make a difference, and that they can and will make a difference as well in this global society. I've had a few experiences that have really led me to become an effective teacher. I was at Westwood Middle School for my teacher assisting. I worked with 6th grade geography students, and it was there that I realized what role I want to play in the classroom. I had a very difficult unit to plan. It was on micro-entrepreneurship in Africa, and I chose to get my students involved in a self-discovery level. I really wanted them to realize the learning on their own. And so what I had them do was I had them create their own micro-enterprise, their own micro-entrepreneurship. And so they all created a local and business that was going to benefit their community. And it was really fun to see all the ways that the students felt they could benefit their own community and what businesses they created. But it was through their own businesses that we started looking at, okay, now how do you gain the money to start this business? And we looked at loans and banks and how you go about and borrow money. We talked about what land you need, and do you rent it? Do you buy it? Do you build it? We talked about how this business is going to impact them and their families and their community. And it was through these ways that we studied the African micro-entrepreneurship and the way that women are changing their own instances in Africa. And my students were extremely engaged. They loved talking about their own business and how it related to the women's businesses in Africa. And it really got them to understand the relevance of small businesses and the way they can impact a community. I think that students need to understand that there are high expectations on them, and I think having my 6th graders create their own business, I made them really step out of their comfort zone from the book and start, really thinking about, okay, this teacher, she really expects me to come up with a cool business. And so the expectation was very high for them, and they really rose up to meet that high expectation. And I think we need to continue to put those high expectations on our students, because they will rise up, because they genuinely want to learn, and they are self-motivated given enough creativity and freedom. I think that Byron Center should hire me because I want to be a member of your collaborative community. I realize that your mission statement suggests that you want to open doors for tomorrow for kids today, and that's exactly what social studies can do. It can teach our students that they are members of a global society, they are members of a national community as well as a local community. And so I think it's important to really help students understand that the role they play in their own community and the importance of them in a small community. I think that students need to understand that they have a value. And I think I can provide that with my students. I will be there to greet them at the door every morning so they understand that I care about them on an academic level, but also on a social and emotional level. I want them to know that I care about them and that I am here for them so that we can start really learning, because until they trust me, they're not going to want to learn from me. And I want to make sure that we develop that open community before we really dive into those tricky questions about why the United States went into World War I and what led us there. I think Byron Center should hire me because I believe in collaboration on a department level as well. I think the more heads you get together, the more we're going to achieve. The greater amount of people you have working together, the more you're going to help your students, the more relevant you're going to find information, the more you're going to continue to build those test scores as well as connect with students because you have the community on board with you. I think that students are the reason that we should be doing anything, and I think that I can really make an impact on your community as well as learn from the great community of Byron Center.